Hello everyone, batching into today's video. Going to have a look at weather next 10 to 14 days. For today's video, that's going to take us, well, day 10 is going to take us around the 13th of July. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with extended GFS and ECM ensembles around a couple of weeks. Have a look at the CFSB2 for August at the end of the video. Talking about CFSB2, we've released JMA Friday, of course, and our second video today, so that's my favourite look at with Japanese CFSB2 models, and big divergence between the JMA and the CFS today in terms of what's going to happen during July. So this July really is on a knife edge right now. Have a look at JMA Friday when you're done with this video, and of course the European Outlook was released as the first video up today. And now for joining us, I was going to say a big thank you to our latest channel member. So hello and thank you so much to David Robson. Thank you so much, David Robson, for becoming our latest GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel member. That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, David, for doing that. Thank you to all channel members, all patrons, and all donors too. If you would like to become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the join button. It takes you through to another page where you can see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and you can sign up on that page as well. Thank you so much to all of our channel members. We are now to 40 channel members, so a big thank you to each and every one of you, and special thanks to all of our donors and all of our patrons as well, where you have supported us. So it's absolutely amazing. We're at 7,011 subscribers, I think. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then please can you do so. I'm easing off on the grind with the subs at the moment. I'm going to take a little bit of a break in a few days' time. I'll let everybody know during Sunday's live stream the dates that I'm taking off. So I'm easing off on the grind for the subs at the moment. But of course, at any time, new viewers might come across the videos. So if you are new to the channel, then please subscribe and let us know in the comments what you think, share videos and so on. And by doing that, you are helping to support GavsWeatherVids. Okay then, let's get on with the update then. So we're going to start off by having a look at the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at London or West Central today. So red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for London. So close to average with your upper air temperatures at the moment. They're going to actually lift up a little bit over the weekend. It's going to be quite a warm and humid weekend down in the south. And then towards the end of the weekend into the start of next week, we get quite a significant drop in the temperature. Another rise in the upper air temperatures takes place through like the middle second half next week before we get another drop again. So rather up and down, a little bit zonal actually. That's a little bit of a sort of zonal sine wave seemingly, with warmer and cooler sectors alternating. Something that we associate more with the winter really rather than the sun, but you can get zonality at any time of the year, of course. And then perhaps a more general sort of rise in the temperature later on, but that's into the second half of the month. Probably averaging it all out, that's quite cool. If you have zonality in the winter, of course, when you average it out, you're going to be mild on average. But at this time of year, zonality will probably be a rather cooler than average signal overall. But yeah, a bit up and down for your upper air temperatures. Quite a bit of dry weather coming up as well over the next week or so down in the southeast. There will be a few showery bursts around, but most of the rain, over weekend into next week, is going to be more towards the north and west. Maybe looking a little bit more unsettled into the second half of the month, but that really is a very, very long way away. So for the southeast corner, probably not too bad from a precipitation, from a rainfall perspective, but the temperatures do look a little bit on the cool side, I think, overall. We confirm this with the temperature anomaly. So temperature anomalies from the 3rd through to the 11th of July are going to be below average. Going to be cooler than average week coming up, not just in the UK, but through many parts of northern and western Europe as well. Precipitation anomalies from the 3rd to the 11th of July. Wet on average in the northern half of the country, dry on average across the southern half of the country. So north-south split for precipitation will be unsettled, quite wet at times up in the north, but drier down in the south. This is how things are looking in terms of the winds and also the upper level winds and jet streams and so on at the moment. So the main feature is, it's from earthnorthschool.net, of course, the main feature is the low pressure that's sitting in the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean. So we've got a deep area of low pressure just here, unseasonably deep actually, for early July. That's a very deep autumnal looking area of low pressure. And it's bringing in a strong sort of westerly wind, quite a strong burst of the jet stream is coming through across the country with strong westerly winds as well. We are beginning to lose a northerly component to those westerly winds. So you remember a couple of days ago when we looked at this, but the winds were doing something a little bit like that. Coming into the country. So the origins of the air is actually to the north. We are losing that sort of northerly component. So we are going to see temperatures lifting up, especially in the south over this weekend. It's going to be a warmer, more humid weekend as the air is originating like from the middle of the Atlantic, actually from quite a long way south of the Atlantic. If you follow the winds back, you can see that the air is coming into the country like this. So there is going to be a parcel of quite warm, humid air over this weekend moving in across the country. By the early part of next week, we'll start getting that northerly component to westerly back, and it'll freshen up. But certainly over the weekend, particularly down in the south, it is going to be quite warm and humid. But that's a pretty strong westerly flow for this time of the year, and that's the reason we are in quite an unsettled, spell of weather at the moment. This is how the UK Met is looking for Monday. So by Monday, we're losing those warmer southwesterly components to the air, and we're picking up more of a northerly component to the air again. So like a northwesterly push coming through across the country on Monday, clearing away the humidity and freshening things up, but also turning things brighter. Will be showers in the north. Tuesday, we try and get a little bit of ridge coming in from the southwest. This is UK Met, by the way. I'm not sure I said that. This is UK Met model. Try and get a little bit of ridge coming up from the southwest on Tuesday. Before the next low pressure comes into the north as we go through into Wednesday. Mainly dry and quite warm in the south. By Thursday, we're pulling down some cooler air from the north again. Just continue to be rather changeable through the course of next week. That takes up to the 9th of July. So the first 10 days of July looking quite changeable. This is how the GFS is looking, GFS 6 o'clock run. So again, we've got those northwesterly winds freshening up the air, bring brighter weather early next week, but with showers, particularly in the north. Tuesday, a little bit of a ridge tries to build up from the southwest, but nothing much comes from that for the north. Anyway, low pressure is coming in by Wednesday, bring cloud and rain. Down in the south, quite dry and pretty warm down there through the middle part of next week. Second half of next week, so a ridge in the south keeps things quite pleasant, mainly dry, reasonably warm. Low pressure is out to the northwest on Friday, bringing wet and windy weather back in off the Atlantic. And then we go back into those cooler northwesterly winds again as we go through to Saturday, the 11th. Running up towards day 10, perhaps a more sustained build of pressure from the Azores high. So that is day 10, Monday the 13th of July. A little bit of a ridge setting up across the country. The midnight run of the GFS did make more of this ridge and was looking quite good actually around the middle part of July. The 6 o'clock run, 6Z, has sort of backed away from that a little bit and has us rather cooler and rather more showery through the middle part of the month. And we head up towards the end of this GFS run with high pressure again ridging in from the southwest. That's trying to bring mainly dry weather to the southern half of the country. North still looks a little bit unsettled. We could be inching our way towards something a little bit drier around the middle part of July and possibly into second half of the month. The GEM, again, rather cool and showery as we go through Monday. Those northwest winds try to get a little bit of a ridge building from the southwest on Tuesday. Then next area of low pressure coming in across the country on Wednesday. Back to the ridge for Thursday and Friday. That brings drier and warmer weather to the south in the second half next week. Up in the north looks quite cool and quite changeable. Back to those showery northwesterlies again on Saturday the 11th. So never completely settling down. Some ridges next week, particularly for the south, giving some drier days, but never completely settling down until, look at this, we get to day 10, and then we start to build in a nice 1030 millibar area of high pressure in across the country from off the Atlantic, and that is a sustained build of pressure that would hang around for quite a few days and bring a much drier and warmer spell of weather around the middle part of the month. That's what the midnight GFS run was showing, something very similar to that, but the 6 says sort of backed away from it a little bit. So there is a possibility that we might get some higher pressure through the middle part of July. Let's see what the ECM is showing. So again, rather cool and showery on Monday with those northwesterly winds, and then ridge building in from the southwest as we go through into Tuesday and Wednesday, bring dry weather to the south. Still looks a little bit changeable up in the north. Thursday, so low pressure is zipping away to the northeast of Scotland. That's bringing more rain to the northern part of the country. Again, down in the south, probably very little rain. I think there's going to be a lot of dry weather next week down in the south. Just a few showery bursts coming through locally. Maybe more generally unsettled though as we go up towards the weekend of the 11th and the 12th of July. So that's quite an area of low pressure. It's not just a trough; it's an area of low pressure over top of the country there. Saturday, the 11th of July, that's bringing showers and some longer spells of rain too. And as we head towards day 10, much less of a build of pressure from the Azores high by then. So yeah, that's looking still a little bit cool and a little bit changeable really at day 10 with the ECM. Now, this is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tameteo.com. Wet and windy in the north and west today. Only patchy rain getting down to the southeast. The southeast will have a lot of dry weather over the next few hours. Into tomorrow, so showery bursts, particularly in the north and the west. Again, the dry east, not completely dry, but dry east weather will be in the south. Sunday, wet and windy in the north. And then we go into that cooler, showery northwesterly push through into Monday. Bit quieter around the middle part of next week, and then more rains coming in from the west into the second half of next week, that particularly affecting the northern half of the country, but some of that does get through to the south and the southeast at times as well. Moving up towards day 10, probably going a little bit drier again by then. This is the option that's on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 13th of July. We have 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles with above average heights out to our west, and we're pulling in winds from a northwesterly direction. So could be a little bit drier. The Atlantic is a bit blocked there, so not as wet, but could still be showers in the north, and with winds in from the northwest, probably quite cool. In 2 weeks' time, this is the option that we've got. It's the 18th of July, with above average heights pulling further away from us into the North Atlantic. That's a proper mid-Atlantic ridge that we've got there. It doesn't show any particular trough of low pressure, but I think there's probably a trough here. I think there's probably another trough there, and there could well be a trough through there. So that is potentially just a little bit more unsettled than you might envisage from the colours there. And certainly it could be showery because that ridge is pulling away further, it's pulling further away from us. So I reckon that could be rather showery and probably quite cool as well, even into the second half of July. Lastly, let's just have a look at August. So this is how the CVEDS-V2 is monthly. This is forecasting August for today. Doesn't look great. We have an area of above average heights blocking to our north. There's higher pressure up towards Greenland and in the Norwegian Sea, also extending over here as well. There's no particularly evident trough of low pressure, but through here you would probably expect some sort of trough of low pressure underneath this northern blocking. So that could actually be quite a cool and unsettled signal, I'm afraid, for August. The temperature anomaly is no better than average. There's no particular signal for precipitation either. But going back to the 700 millibar height anomaly, I think with the high pressure sitting within the northern latitudes, with higher pressure up here and over there too, you will probably be expecting a trough to be through here. That will be my sort of interpretation. No particular sign for the Azores high. Anyway, it looks like the Azores high is probably down here somewhere, quite a long way away from us, which is relatively unusual for August. So yeah, not particularly good signals reading between the lines for August, but it's only one run of CFS-V2. I don't think we need to worry about August at the moment. So we've got to concentrate on the next couple of weeks, I think. Certainly up to like the first 10 days of July, let's say. It's going to be unsettled and changeable for more northern areas. In the south, as I said yesterday, but devil's in the detail with this. So in the south, there's going to be dry weather at times. It will be reasonably dry down south. In the north, it will always be more unsettled. But there will be day-to-day variation on that. So some days we might get some showers into the south. Conversely, in the north, though, some days might be a little bit drier. Up to the middle part of the month, it looks like we can keep that sort of pattern going. There may be indications here of some higher pressure beginning to build through this middle phase of July. The hints are there, and they have been there with CFS-V2, but long-range models, for quite a while, actually. CFS has been very set on building higher pressure through the middle part of July. But it's all sort of rather flimsy at the moment. It's ifs, buts, and maybes. So I think that's what we're going to have to focus on in the videos over the next few days. Will we start seeing sustained signals of a build of pressure from the Azores high around the middle part of July, returning us back to warmer and drier weather? Or will this sort of unsettled, changeable type pattern continue up to and beyond the middle of the month? That will be the focus, I would have thought, increasingly for the videos over the next few days. Right, that's it for your videos for today, then. We may do a little live stream after 10 o'clock tonight. I'll see. It depends what time I get finished creating this week's autumn analogues. So just watch out on the community page at YouTube and on the social media pages and so on. There may be a little live stream, half an hour or so, going through the 12 there after 10 o'clock. But it does depend how quickly I get the analogues done. Over the weekend, we have got a lot coming up over this weekend. So tomorrow, of course, we're going to have weekend forecast. We'll have a 10 to 14 day view update tomorrow as well, and we're going to begin with the GavsWeatherVids July forecast. That'll be the first video up tomorrow. So on Sunday, we're also going to have the autumn analogues, as I just said, have GavsWeatherVids Sunday roundup, and we'll be live streaming as well. Definite live stream on Sunday from 6 o'clock in the evening. And with that one, I think we'll have a look at CANSIPS for winter of 2020-21. We'll have a look at the latest update from CANSIPS in that one. Okay, on channel members, of course, have got a live stream at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So that's just for channel members to check in, have a little bit of a chat for a few minutes. Okay then, that's all for now though, and thanks for watching.